All right, guys. It's me against the clock. I have like less than 30 minutes to be packed and ready to go stay a night or two with my cousin. Anyways, it's it's January 17th, 2025. Um this is for I'm going to do a reading. I'm going to bring in somebody for a new member of my group, the Authentic Medium, which I am guilty of neglect, by the way. Anyways, her husband has come in, and I'm gonna do this. He assures me we can do this in less than 20 minutes, right? He's telling me to tell you, Kara, that about my smells. And what he means is behind me you'll see that there's a you see the perfumes on the. Anyways, usually before I begin doing a reading, I will allow spirit to pick a scent for me. And I have one male cologne, and it's a little bottle of he's all gray flannel, and oh, here it is. And so he wanted me to wear it, but he also wanted me to explain to you the image that I saw of him doing the aftershave kind of thing, like really dressing and being formal, and he's saying as formal as our for our wedding day. So here he is, Kara McLaughlin. He's all, Andrea, I know you are gonna cry. Of course I'm gonna cry because you're sending me all of this love. He's saying, Andrea, we won't cry for Kara's eyes. Her eyes are so still beautiful and full of love. He says, I see you. I'm as close as the snow on my picture. Am I getting that right? Andrea, follow my tongue. It will allow me to speak to my wife. Okay, I know. Hold on, guys. I love it when Spirit tells me to stay out of it. Go ahead. We married young. For all of the life that we offered within her. She is a my 5-time champion for all that she has brought from within her. Our children do abound. Our children suffer nothing less than miraculous by the hand of their mother. Her giving to them is never ending. Her providing for them in realism. Are you talking materials? She provides for them, yes, what they need physically, but her realism, that thing one knows when they look in her eyes, she delivers. The small eyes, of those gathered round her. He speaks of your kids. What is going on? What is your It's so hard for me to channel you guys because well, I'm pretty good, I consider, because it's not just I get a feeling, I hear them, but I try to lead it. Like, is this what your wife wants to hear? I lead it with my mind, and it screws it up. And go ahead. I was just telling him he knows that I don't get names, and you guys, I don't get names. I saw his picture, and that's all I needed. I don't even need to see the picture. I just need to talk to the living about them. But the picture's fine. He says, in all of my divine, in all of the divine that interacts and plays within this communication, she is surely to know who it is that is speaking of looking in her eyes. He says, I looked in your eyes all the time. Your eyes were a place for my eyes to rest, my whole being to rest. For you could take the helm and me not worry. I left you with most of my pride, and he's speaking of the kids. But when I left you weeping. For your bearing a load not fit for such a queen. The queen that you have always been, you always were. My queen. He's saying, I am summoning now for you, your king, a brandished knight. I'm seeing a horseman with his armor on. A brandished knight for the stealing of my wife's heart, and for the valor and the will he will put into carrying not only her heart but our children through merit and mark. When I died, there was so little that I left for your eyes. For your feeling proud of who I was. And for you not to rely on or fall back on the fact that I was your demise, leaving you with such a guilt and such a weight upon your he's saying lady chest, meaning not, it's fragile, it's not to be cast a bunch of weight on it. You've got a few minutes, hon. We're already 10 minutes in. And why he's not speaking, Kara, being a medium is there's no guarantees. I'm not gonna false present anything. Um, that's the authentic part of me and this group. I can't speak for others on this group, other psychics, because they're not supposed to be soliciting on this group at all without having done free readings in open forum for everybody. My bad for not being there to to guard the group. But please, if you ever um, are reaching out for a medium in this group, reach for me. Okay. If there's another medium that you desire that's on this group, and let me know. Okay, before you commit. Just so I can make sure that they've done their duty here. Anyways, and that is for the protection of everybody. Anyways, it is like a doctor who's constantly, or a lawyer, they're constantly practicing medicine and law. And I'm a practicing medium, so I don't, it's not always right, and sometimes I get somebody else in place of someone else. I feel this is your husband. He's saying for one time I'm on my knees. He's saying, and he's begging you, please. Remember my life. But not for its guiding you. You keep good care of our kids. He's saying, and that is my valor. That is why I kneel for you. In life, there was more I could have shown you, but I didn't. And yet you never let me fall through the cracks in the on the foundation that you set me in or on. You were my guiding light, my soldier on. Saying the loveliest lady that my life had ever fallen upon. I gift you from where I'm at. He's in the heavenly realms. He's in spirit. He is not incarnated. He's saying, I gift you and I befall upon you. He's saying the armor is hard as nails. In other words, a person to join you that is harder than he was. He's saying he was soft. He was not the brackets for the family that are as strong as the brackets within your back, he says. He's saying she knows the meaning of my words, my tongue. It's not because she's heard them. He's saying she has heard them. And yet my actions never backed what I said. He's saying, behold in the glory of the light that is shining upon you from the heavens, he says. I've never really, I've done some readings, quite a few, but never one that is so bold as to say what they're going to do or that they can do. He's saying he is seeing to it that a holy light is shining upon you. And for everything that's good to find its way and stick to you. He says, I want my wife carried. For all of the, he's talking to you, he's saying for all of the will and goodness in you, your suffering, he's saying it's my obligation to lift it. And it's something in life I couldn't do. Our love, our marriage, and you, he's saying, I do cherish you. I have to breathe because it straps me back down to, because I get really the emotions of love that come through really can carry me away from the ship, so to speak. Her speaking to our youngest son. Andrea, yes. Our youngest son. I'm hearing 4, but it doesn't mean anything. I know for sure he's saying is your youngest son. He is our one and only last son. He's saying, for my son, my everlasting son. Your father will not keep you burdened with his weight. For your father shall deliver you. He's saying, a better man to take his place. I don't know if that's appropriate. Andrea, your message is being given my wife from me. Please allow. He's saying, please remove your feet from meddling in his business, kind of what he's saying. And now I'm going to ask him really if there's one thing that because you know how rare this opportunity is, you're in spirit. It's very rare that not a medium, but one that will draw your number. And I know this because Spirit shares it with me all the time. So this is a rare occasion, and I don't want to waste time. It's 1 minute until 20 minutes is up, and I'll give you 5 after, but that's it. So, and I'm there. I go again. See, Kara, I'm feeling like he hasn't brought you anything that's substantial, but I don't really know. My wife, she always looks me in my eyes. He says, as I look at them now and watch as they cry, he says he's burdened with with your pain. Since I left, she's not the same. And he's showing me that the sun is, the news is, or the little weather map is saying it's going to be sunshine, but she assumes it's going to rain. And he feels bad for her. He says she's to tell her that I'm not in any pain. I'm not in any pain. With me went the rain. Your future is secure. He's saying down a knight's path. It's a windy, wonderful, mysterious fairy tale path that he's showing me. It's got the vines and the creepiness to it, but it's got all of everything that's magical and lifting out in it. I hear this awful alarm, but it's not the fire department because it's too far away, but it's probably him. Just beeping in. So, speaking of, because I'm gonna wrap this up, Kara, but they leave signs. Talk to him and tell him specifically what signs to leave you so he can. Okay, and they can get detailed. They really can. So don't be afraid to say I want the fifth tile on the second row on my roof on the ground. Don't be afraid to say that because they can. But don't miss watching for it. He's saying something about I leave her signs on her shoes, above her shoes. Within the signs I leave my wife can be found within her shoes. She's not privy to what it is that he's doing, that I'm doing. He says I'm doing things in her shoes. If her mind will only release the grasp of to see what he's doing. So be open to that. If you find something in your shoes, it's him. He's doing that. He's saying I'm not the only one that will put glue in her shoes. And he's saying that the shoemaker makes your shoes with glue. Of course they do. He's saying I used glue too. In dutifully honoring you. But he's saying there's something else that he's doing with your shoes. It's not just the glue when he glued your shoes at some point. She'll know. I leave my markers in her shoes. He's saying it's not the glue. But like the glue, it is placed in her shoe. Thank you. Alright, baby. Anyone and everyone, I've been really busy working. Not only busy, but just totally distracted and focused on working on another part of my life. And so I'm neglecting my group, but anybody that's coming on as a medium, they're welcome on. my group, in our group. But they have to, before they can even consider charging or soliciting somebody, they have to do their fair time, which is a fair amount of readings openly, for everyone to see, to display for us what they can do, and us get a sense of if we want, if that's our style or not, if that's somebody that we're drawn to. So don't be afraid to message me and let me know, because my eyes just can't be upon it. Be vigilant in your protecting of your wallet and your hearts, because there's a lot of people out there that victimizing those that are in a weakened state, and I can't stand that. I can't. So the more you tell me, the faster we can get these people off, because they're predators. I love you. I love you all. Kara McLaughlin. I don't know. To me, it sounded like riddles, but please, I would love to hear an open comment on your feedback on that. I'd like to hear how close it was. And my heart's with you. He's with you. He's commanding somebody better for you than he was. Alright guys, I gotta pack. See you later.